philosophy and all the things that kind of churn in my brain and my own sadhana practice. And today I'm still reflecting and working with my own practice of tapas, or the dance between spiritual discipline and devotion. And for me, tapas is such an intimate practice, and a practice of shadow work as well, because I think there's a lot of teasing apart of our internal landscape of what it is that we're actually burning away and making room for. And I think it's really easy. I think we've been conditioned to be really hard on ourselves when it comes to a disciplined practice. I think we've been programmed to believe that discipline looks like one thing, when really for us it might look like the opposite or something completely different. And I love this story of Ram Dass, a really well-known philosophical teacher, leading a group on a bus ride to listen, to have their brains, their minds, and their spirit fed by his teacher. And on the way, he's verbally out loud having this dilemma of ice cream or go see my teacher. Ice cream or go see my teacher. And I love this because it shows that, one, we're all human. We all have our natural desires. And I also want to point out that there's no one or right answer that we know of for Ram Dass. For Ram Dass, ice cream might have been the right answer for him, but it's not our place to decide what is the right answer for someone else. And it's really easy to get judgy and to be harsh towards others about doing the right thing or putting them off as lazy, when that's also a sign that we can be really harsh with ourselves and what we think or what we've been conditioned to believe is the right thing to do, or the right discipline. I think we carry discipline like it's supposed to be this heavy and difficult thing. And I think at first it might be, but I think it turns, again, like I said in a previous video, into a light liberation. It's a liberation practice. It's to help you be in line with integrity and purity. There's a sutra that says that tapas burns away all impurities. And I like to be clear that whenever I'm talking about integrity and purity, I'm not talking about a morality or a sin or anything like that. I'm simply referring to being in full, authentic alignment with who you are, not with who you've been conditioned to think you should be, not people pleasing for the sake of being liked or accepted, not procrastinating, none of those things. You are in full, authentic alignment with who you are. And sometimes we don't know who that is, and it can take work to uncover that. But there's a book that I read that really was a huge part of my growth and perspective in this, called The Way of Integrity by Martha Beck. And she uses the working definition of integrity, which means all parts working together. There's no bad parts, or there's no parts that are pulling in a different direction. Everyone is working together in that synergy of your authenticity. And so there's no duality in knowing what is right or wrong for you. And again, people can be really judgy, and you might even have parents or a community that may judge what your right answer is, what tapas practice looks like for you, because maybe what you need to be more disciplined in is your own self-care, is in slowing down and taking care of your own needs rather than putting yourself last and taking care of everyone else first. And that's just one example. But sometimes we don't allow ourselves this practice because we're afraid of how our community might judge us. So I say all of this to encourage you to really spend some time in feeling out, what do you need to let go of or burn away so that you can be more in alignment with your most authentic self, with who you truly are. What is it that you really need discipline around? And discipline, again, doesn't have to be this heavy, dense energy or duty. It can look like a practice that you really want, but you aren't giving to yourself for some reason. Get clear on that. Thanks for listening.